if you teach people how to do outbound on LinkedIn, it is a business networking platform. You can go out and reach people.
You said something, Mario. Companies want to be found. Randy, you said something about the search capabilities of finding how easy it could be, quote unquote, easy, loose term.
You want to build a long-term relationship where you're telling them as well. It's not about just a transactional approach. I'm not just asking you for the money. I want you to be involved in this because you have these insights.
I see the work that you're doing. And I understand the impact, ironically, not impact circle. I understand the impact that it's having. Tell folks why LinkedIn, for their fundraising efforts, why there's such a massive opportunity for folks from a fundraising perspective and finding funders and finding folks that they can align with, partner with, network with, all of the above. It almost seems like LinkedIn was tailor-made for our sector, for our space. Not putting words in your mouth, but just expand on why it's such a huge opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Trevor. I'll go first, then I'll pass it off to Mario. He's more of the growth guru. He's the one that has the 40,000 followers. I got 1,500. I'm slowly getting there. But the reason why we love LinkedIn so much in this space, man, is the ability to search. Like I just was chatting with AI this morning and going through a bunch of stuff. But it's like if you look at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You have to be viral. You have to be behind the computer. You have to be making camera. You have to almost have a content person. You got to be so creative. And while you have to do that to grow on LinkedIn, you don't have to do that to go find corporate partners or get involved in this space. And what we do a lot of teaching is like, if you teach people how to do outbound on LinkedIn, it is a business networking platform. It's designed so that you can go talk to people. You can go out and reach people. I can go into the search function and whatever industry you're in, if you're in the pet animal advocacy space or you're doing your nonprofit something with pets, we can go find you 500 vet clinics across America and send them all a generic personalized but generic message. That's like, hey, saw you in a vet clinic. We're in this space. We would love to connect. There's zero other platform on the entire world that you can actually do that. And I'll let Mario talk a little bit, some more of the virality and what he likes about it. But that's what I've absolutely come to just love, is that I can take any industry, hit search, and then just find anybody I want in that industry and send them all DMs all day long. It's like a cheat code, man. It's cheating.
And then like to Randy's point, so he mentioned like he has 1,500 followers. I have 40,000 plus. But this is like the one platform where really the number of followers doesn't really matter as much as Instagram and Facebook and so forth. So you can still have the same level of impact, the same level of reach with a low follower base. I mean, where else does that happen? So to that end, it's just incredible. And secondly, as well, think about when Facebook and Instagram were just starting off, LinkedIn really is just there. Like only 49% of nonprofits are actually active on the platform. So think about the first mover advantage of those organizations that get on, get active, start making those relationships happen as well. It's like it's not saturated with nonprofit messaging. So all of a sudden it's fresh. Companies want this. Right now, there's that generational shift as well within the workplace where it's like 75% millennials and Gen Z, they're demanding purpose. What better time than now to be a nonprofit and make that solution or show that value that you have as well for the company. So LinkedIn is where it's at.
Double click on that, either one of you, for a sec to just companies. You said something, Mario. Companies want to be found. Randy, you said something about the search capabilities of finding how easy it could be, quote unquote, easy, loose term, finding these companies. But you just said it, Mario. Companies want to be found. Expand on that a little bit for the audience, for the fundraising audience.
So it's, there's been a lot of talk of like greenwashing, utilizing purpose as a marketing campaign and so forth. Fortunately enough, nonprofits have to demonstrate all that impact and all that data. So if a company wants to showcase transparency in its most impactful way, both for their employees and for their consumers who are getting more knowledgeable every single day, nonprofit partnerships become that ability. And so companies before who were getting, let's say, pitched, or nonprofits were telling them like, we need support. They always have the ask. Now there's like a turnaround. Now nonprofits have the ability to say, well, you're suffering the greatest amount of disengagement that there's ever been. And you need to actually maintain those turnover costs a lot lower and so forth. we are that solution. We are that transparency for your consumers. We are that transparency for your employees, that remote work, that they want to find purpose in what they do. And so that's why I love having that perspective.
It's all right.
Where they got to start making that happen.
No, I love it. We can talk about that for another half hour for sure about how many of these companies and corporations want to be found by the right nonprofit. Backing up to what you said, Randy, so huge in the same vein or vicinity. Talk about, you said the search function. You gave a really great example. It's like we're an animal rescue shelter and we're going to find 500 animal hospitals or veterinary clinics in the country right now. We're going to start DMing them. Talk about what, since you all have been in the space, since you started Impact Circle, and how important it is for the organization to, and I'm just using like, loose, buzz terms, but like that mission alignment.
Yeah.
It's like, right? If you're the animal rescue, you want to align with the right corporations, with the right funders, with the right companies. Talk about that, expand on that a little bit and why it's so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is something that we're seeing more and more of. I used to do a lot of business consulting, still do, to help them partner with the nonprofits. And that's what really got Mario and I started in this space, was that we were helping a lot of these businesses find the nonprofits. But it was so hard to find these nonprofits. If they were coming to us, it would be so much easier. And it's just a lack of a skill set in the nonprofit world to make themselves out there and learn how to communicate with the businesses. And so now when they go to reach out to a lot of these businesses, what we train and teach a lot is like using the right language, using language that business owners want to hear, not what nonprofits want to hear, but what do business owners want to hear, where you use words like that. Like, we want to align with you. We want to do a collaboration. They don't want to hear, hey, will you donate money to us? The biggest shift that we've helped probably the most nonprofits make is that you don't reach out to someone and say, hey, do you want to donate to us? You reach out and say, hey, we love what you're up to. Well, there's obviously some great alignment here. We'd love to collaborate and just see what we can do. As a business owner, when you have nonprofits that are in your space and in this section, like when I work with the nonprofit that was around the animal support, I was like, if you call a bunch of vets and you're like, hey, do you want to help save pets? Like, vet clinics can't say no. Like, that's literally what they do. So if you're a nonprofit and you call them and talk to them about this, that gives you the mutual alignment, makes it very easy. And then you say, how do you want to collaborate? We've seen so many really cool opportunities come when we take money off of the table and we bring collaboration onto the table, where these businesses are now like, oh, we can make you the front of our app where you get in front of, a few 100,000 people. We can go run this, event over here and make you the face of our event. We can go over here and we'll donate 50% of all of our product base for you. And all of a sudden, instead of that person asking for a donation and put him in a pigeonholed one-track mind, we let the businesses say, I've got all these opportunities and we'll just put you in here, 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 here. And now you've just built that relationship where they are actually pitching you on how you can help them. And I think that's one of the coolest things that we've been able to help shift, is that collaboration between business and nonprofit.
Mario,
No,
anything to add to that?
No, I just couldn't agree more. I mean, that's why Randy and I get along so well. Sometimes he just talk for me, so it's all good.
No, it's awesome. Hey, we had a very interesting conversation. Went to a conference, a children's oncology camping conference. Okay, so they get one of the particular camps gets an invitation to work with a national RV dealership association, and I love them to death. All due respect, they say, hey, we want to give them an incentive to raise money. And we said, no, hold on. It's incentive enough that they get to help you raise money, right? Like, they trust me. There's like a reframing that needs to happen. I know you guys are at the forefront of that. Once again, it's just like, people need to understand, like you said, the companies are going to start pitching the organizations and completely reverse engineering. I love what you said, Randy. I know you mimic this, Mario, but people used to say, ask. Well, you can collaborate. You can invite. You can showcase. We can partner. There's all these, it's not even clever terminology. It's just accurate, right? And notice, because you both come, we don't need to get in your whole resume and dossier, but it's like, you come from the for-profit side, but there is something in the water happening where there's going to be the reverse engineering of, okay, companies are going to start finding you. Now, I know y'all are using LinkedIn, but talk to folks about just understanding that as a reality.
You just mentioned it. We come from the other side, right? So I'll talk about it myself a little bit personally as a startup founder. When you're coming in and you're raising capital anyway, it really is or functions the same way. It's like if you're asking for that investment and you're making that ask and so forth, investors won't pay attention to you. It's incredible. When you realize that you're the one with a huge opportunity to be providing equity to something that you know is explosive, has an incredible business model and so forth, now you shift it around. And now it's kind of like, listen, it's a luxury, and you don't want to be like egocentric about it, but it's a luxury that you have this opportunity to be a part of this mission, to be a part of something greater. And all of a sudden, they start paying attention, because it's not just like you're begging for their investment, that desperation. It just doesn't play out the same way. You want to build a long-term relationship where you're telling them as well, it's not about just a transactional approach. I'm not just asking you for the money. I want you to be involved in this because you have these insights. You were involved in this in the past. We want to count with that expertise. That collaborative mindset comes into play. So when I saw that success as well within LinkedIn, when we were doing our raise, I started to realize, well, nonprofits need to go with the same type of mentality. And then boom, that's where the magic really happens.
Did you know that 83% of you watching this episode right now haven't subscribed? Do us a favor. If these episodes mean anything to you and you would like to get updates every time we drop a new show, hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to the Hey Nonprofits team. Now, back to the episode. So good.
And I'll add into that, Trevor. Like what we're really seeing is that when we train nonprofits differently and they act a little bit differently, they stand out so much more.
Differentiation.
When you look on LinkedIn and the only message you're getting are like, hey man, I saw you only have 1,500 followers. We can get you to 100,000 in the next 30 days. Are you interested? You're like those are the messages. When you start sending personalized, good quality messages to build relationships, those businesses are like, oh my God, thank God I actually got someone. So like, not even like nonprofit, but just in general, like if you're a good human, the way we talk a lot about it is like, if you go to a networking event and you walk in and you start shaking hands with people and you're like, hey, would you like to donate to my nonprofit? Hey, would you like to do this? Like you're going to be labeled as that guy. There's always that guy at every one of these events.
Right.
But when you walk in, you're like, dude, I love your shoes. Where did you get them? And all of a sudden the guy's like, oh yeah, I got these at the corner store. And you build a friendship with them. And then like, oh cool, I also run this really cool nonprofit. What do you do? And they share a little bit. Next thing you know, you're building a friendship. Kind of like how we did, Trevor. Like one quick phone call and it's like, boom, we're friends. We're locked in. We didn't really talk much about like industry-wise what we do. And that's what we want to see more of in this world, and what we're really trying to push towards. And one of the guys that we're working with right now, he just got connected to like the a bunch of CEOs of some really large companies, and the only thing that we can find out that's actually working for him is he's like, hey, I'm a pro basketball player and I saw that you're on LinkedIn. I just want to reach out and connect and say hi and what's going on. And all of a sudden these guys getting like connected to some of the top CEOs. Like I don't know how real it is. We say he got connected to the CEO of Venmo. And he's like, dude, it's so easy on LinkedIn because there's no competition. If you're just a human and you reach out to really high caliber people on there, most people I know, and I don't know what you've seen, Trevor, or even Mario, but most people I know run their own LinkedIn. There's not a lot of people that have somebody managing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you send good quality messages and you're relatable, that the owner of the business on the other side is like, wow, I haven't seen this before. That's cool.
Yeah. Mario, you said it really eloquently last time we met. We were like, just treat it like you would a networking event, just like Randy just said. You're just mimicking that. It's like, and we talked to our team about utilizing LinkedIn to make connections and meet people that we can help in the event space or just help in general. Just make friends. It's pretty, like you said, no one's running typically, enterprise level accounts or anything like that, like you would on other platforms. But as you all mentioned, the reason why you've quadrupled down on LinkedIn and turned it into this budding, like Leviathan of fundraising is because it doesn't act like the other platforms. As a matter of fact, I would argue, and you guys could disagree, it's fine. It's not a social network. It's not even a social platform. It's a professional platform. It's a professional network. And everyone's been so agreeable, you two included, that we've interacted with just because just want to be cool. We just want to be, we're just, hey, I like what you're doing. Hey, cool. I like what you're doing. Let's talk and have a chat and see if we could do something together and whatever. If we can, great. If we can't, that's okay. All the best. That kind of. It's just like it's so easy. So I'm getting long-winded, but I want you to tell the audience, it's like how to get folks off the couch, so to speak, and give themselves the agency to start connecting if someone's like, I don't know what to do. Like I just met with a SaaS professional that's been in the space for a long time. He said, "Oh, I should probably do more of that." I'm like, and he's in the nonprofit sector. I said, "You're not on LinkedIn?" I was like, "Whoa!" I was kind of like flabbergasted, right? And so I think that I'm saying that very glass half full. Like, there's a tremendous opportunity just to start connecting. Get in the comments. Like, what are you suggesting to folks to do just right now if they haven't started to give themselves the permission to quote unquote get off the couch and start using it for what it's there for? Yeah.
Well, I would definitely suggest like one, remove the barrier of the thought that like nobody on LinkedIn is unreachable. Everybody on LinkedIn really is reachable. I've made some connections to individuals that I just couldn't believe because of what we were talking about before. Like, hey, just reaching out and just want to establish a potential friendship, want to be of value. But to start today, you just got to remove those self-limiting beliefs that you don't have something to share. You don't have those like thoughts or people want to listen to what you have to actually share with the community. Everybody can learn from someone, right? It's like always have a mentor or mentor someone else. And so even within the nonprofit community, especially this year with what we've seen politically and so forth, we need to stop working in silos. So get out there. People want to listen to you. They want to uplift one another, support each other and so forth. So just get on, create an active profile. It looks professional. It's like a website. It's a must have. You got to get active. You have to look professional so people know that you're operating, and then start putting in some posts. But more importantly, really than the posts themselves, is get active and start putting in comments. Like go out there, support others, write on other people's content as well. Give your own thoughts. Never just hey, good post or like that post. Put in your own thoughts. I mean, you have so much analysis of your own industry, of your own organization. I mean, they have to just get out there and get active, get off the couch. It's a free platform to utilize. I mean, where else can you get a free platform with so many executives, nonprofit organizations, people that you can align with? So it doesn't take a long time. It's just about realizing it's not a resume website. It's not a social media platform. It really is there to move the needle forward for yourself personally and your organization as well.
And I'll add on to that quickly. We joke all the time, and some of our mentors joke, like LinkedIn is the worst platform. It is like using Windows 95. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like we almost like kind of want to keep it that way because it keeps a bunch of people on the outside because they're like, it's kind of a clunky platform. It's not smooth. It's not sleek. It doesn't have these amazing designs. You know, it's not as addicting. In a way where it's not just like pictures after feeds and the algorithm's not feeding you all these ads and all this junk. It's like, it's just real good content. And I think that's what people really appreciate that are on it is like my friends that are posting, it is good quality content. I read more posts on LinkedIn, like blogs, more than anywhere else, like that I won't read on other platforms. Mm-hmm. And so while the platform is quite clunky and feels old, when I first started using it, probably a year ago, I was like, what even is this thing? Like people use this platform. But then once we started understanding the skill sets that we're on, the people that we're on it, the search functions that were in it, and we got away from that. It's not a social media platform. It's a social networking platform or a business networking platform. That's when it all kind of shifted for me. Like, oh, I understand now. I don't have to be a content creator. There's not a lot of content creators, out there. It's literally just really business people talking business. Most of the posts are all about how to grow your business, how to make impact. And so just hanging out on that platform is so much better. I could delete all the other platforms, be so much happier with just LinkedIn.
Totally. I mean, and like you said, there's no barriers to entry. You both said this, and there's no strings attached. It just requires that, and I'm not putting words in your mouth. It just requires that you're personal, genuine. If you're going to put stuff out there, be well intended about it. Obviously try to provide value using another buzz term. But yeah, you're shining a light on something that's very, very encouraging. It's almost like, we'll make t-shirts like, let's keep LinkedIn weird or let's keep LinkedIn clunky or something, right? Because it's super encouraging. I really, really appreciate there's not a lot of folks doing what you all are doing and the kind of impact that it's having. Tell folks before we wrap for the audience, where they can find you all, what kind of exciting stuff you all are doing at Impact Circle, all the above, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think the best thing right now, and I'll just brag a little bit on what Mario and I have been able to do inside like our LinkedIn boot camps. It's 4 weeks. We're bringing nonprofits in that literally don't have profiles, have 200 followers, have never been on it. And our average boot camp attendee right now is getting 15 connection calls booked and getting 2 to 3 partnerships created in 4 weeks. And they don't have 20,000 followers. They don't have huge connections. We're just teaching them the basic principles, like literally the 101s of how to send a good DM and how to get on a connection call. So you don't have to have a rocket science. Like nonprofits aren't super business savvy, and that's the way that we're speaking to them, and it's resonating and landing with them that they can go and execute it over and over and over again. And so what I love to brag about is just our LinkedIn boot camps right now are a ton of fun. We go through, we teach everyone in 4 weeks how to actually build and scale and grow on LinkedIn with their nonprofit, the full execution of it. And you can find out a lot of what we do on just impactcircle.network. That's our website. But I'd recommend just going and following Mario and myself on LinkedIn. That is where the money is. We give away so much free content and so many free resources and stories and everything that if you just follow us on there, you'll get plugged right into our content super easy.
I love it. We're going to include all those links and your handles in the show notes. Like I said, hey, I feel like the space owes you a debt of gratitude. The space needs it. The space is still very, very young. Once again, not putting words in your mouth, but there's just so much opportunity for growth. And the space is fortunate to have you. So I'll speak on behalf of the space. But y'all have motivated us big time. And we just appreciate your time. So thanks so much for making it for us and for the audience. It means a lot, you guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Trav.
Thanks as well for having us. Always love these podcasts. Always love talking to you as well. And yeah, man, we keep collaborating, right? Like we were saying, between all of us, just uplifting each other, which is the nice thing.
I want to give one last plug for you, Trevor. What a great partnership it is to have you guys in our back corner as well. That when we talk about finding corporate partners and doing that kind of stuff, if you're hosting galas and you're doing this kind of stuff, like there's no easier way than going and finding some partners on these channels, and we start encouraging people to build, a network of 20 or 30 or 40 corporate partners in their back pocket, so that when they get connected to someone like you and you're like, hey, we can ramp up your gala to a whole new level, they don't have to go out and search for 6 months for partners. They can go to their partners and say, look at these really cool auction items we've got. Would you like your brand to be attached to these kinds of items? And can we go sell more tickets? So I think it's a cool 1-2 punch that we're working on here of like, how do we scale up a lot of their abilities to get, their galas and events to a whole different level while having a whole back end of corporate partners that they can pull from consistently instead of only having to go to the same 1 or 2. Imagine you have 50 people fighting over a sponsorship instead of having to go out and try and fight for, 1. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about what you guys are up to and how we plug in nicely to you guys. And I think we're both going to do some great work inside the industry. So I just want to give your organization a shout out because it's a perfect partnership for what we're up to.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it just seems like a giant exercise in smarter, not harder. It's just like, sorry for being so corny today, but it's just like, hey, this seems pretty obvious. Hey, everybody, this is your encouragement. Yeah, reach out, show Randy and Mario some love and Impact Circle on LinkedIn. Definitely sign up for the boot camp. Thank them. Really, really fun just to bring this, on the air, bring it to market and just have this conversation because there's something brewing for this space. And it's so darn encouraging, y'all. I'm just glad we get to ride this together. Really, really cool. So thank you both so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Love it. Thanks, Trev.